kind of you.
But
it's a pretty sick ska song.
Yeah,
so.
it is actually a fucking great ska song. It's actually pretty fucking good. I'm not a fan of ska, and AJ is, and we both agree that it's a good song.
Who, the Michael Scott?
No, ska. It's
Nah,
SKA.
I like Michael Scott's memes.
No. That's not what we're saying. Okay. Welcome again to another episode of In My Opinion. I don't think I clarified last episode that last episode was not a guest show. It's not a guest episode because I have officially, and we can announce this now, that AJ is officially a part of the podcast. He's a actual co-host of the podcast. And today will be a guest episode. AJ, how does it feel to be promoted?
It makes me a little hard.
Okay, that's enough out of you. No, we're good. I can't give you the mic for too long. I'm afraid what you might say. So today we are having on AJ. I don't know how excited you are. We're having a famous YouTuber on.
I'm pretty excited, honestly.
Okay, yeah, I feel good about it. We have Bonezy Gaming here, who's been in. I believe he was in another podcast back in the day called the Waffle Town podcast.
Before he got famous.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he didn't take that one seriously, so we'll see how well he does today. So, how are you feeling today, Bones?
Pretty good.
Okay, that's good. So I did send you guys a couple of stuff that we want to talk about.
Yeah, I didn't pay attention to that.
Okay. It's kind of.
All right, so we're gonna see what happens.
It kind of hurts me.
I'm kidding. I did. I had a character.
Commit to the bit, damn it! Don't fuck up the bit.
Yes,
I was acting like I was upset by it.
You're still kind of upset by it.
I was waiting for you to be like, yeah, I threw that out. Like, it wasn't even on a piece of paper. No, I printed it out and then I ate it. And then
I deleted Discord to get rid of it.
So to start off, and I think some of the stuff you guys haven't gone over because I'm sure it's not something that you care for. You know, when you have the fame and you kind of like Weinstein thing, where it's just like yeah, I make movies,
Bears?
but you have to what?
The Bears?
No, not the.
Oh.
I said Weinstein.
It's a Berenstein.
Oh.
Not Berenstein. I said Weinstein, the guy who fucking the reason we have the term Me Too. You dumb bastard.
I thought that was when someone says, "Hey, I got some breadsticks for you," and you say, "Hey, me too."
What? What the fuck? How many times?
He's been using that hashtag wrong.
Yeah, it's fucking Olive Garden, man.
I was so confused by his tweets when it said hashtag Me Too, hashtag breadsticks.
I'll take some breadsticks. Hashtag me too.
Remember that one tweet, Bones, when he wrote hashtag Me Too, hashtag when you're here, your family? I was so confused. No, but so yeah, I was a little confused by it. Like the guy, like you remember like Bones, Jason Blundell, like
Oh, I'm well aware.
that
Jason
guy,
Blundell.
like that's the
He's
equivalent.
badass.
That's the equivalent of Don Mustard though for me, but for Fortnite.
He was like the
All
I
I'm
guess,
saying is, and we
like
can
the
go,
CEO type guy of it.
yeah, we can drop it here, but all I'm saying is that someone should look into what he's doing behind the scenes because he's probably touching kids because of the fame.
To Disney.
Well, it is Fortnite, so.
Exactly. You know, like people are like, oh, you know, so if Tessa Thompson came up to you and said, or you know, AJ, who do you like?
I'm gonna have to pause you there. I need elaboration. Who's that?
Tessa Thompson, Valkyrie from Thor 3.
Okay, so you're just gonna need to use a superhero
So
name.
if
I don't know who
you
people
think
are.
if you think of someone that you are infatuated with, and they said, hey, I can give
Hey,
you
wait. Before you said is someone that you would lick their asshole. That's the term you used before.
said no.
I'm
said
sorry.
that I would, and I will say this for the record, and you can put it on my gravestone. I said that I would lick. I do not eat butt. This is confirmed, correct? You all know this. You all know this as my friends. You all know I don't eat butt. But if it came down to
It's in your Twitter bio, we know.
If Tessa Thompson asked me to eat her ass, I would do it. That's all I'm saying. Because I like her and I enjoy what she does. She's a good actress.
Children content.
Everything but Men in Black International.
What?
She was in that.
That didn't exist.
She was in that.
Oh, I'm aware.
Okay.
It's just that was a bad movie.
So yeah, so that was the thing about Don Mustard. But there's other stuff, minor stuff that we can talk about. There was Dead Metal Media YouTube channel, who is, and I don't know if you guys checked it out yet when I gave you guys the list. He is a YouTube channel that supposedly in his bio says he's parody and is satire. The problem is that the joke is the same for a good 300 videos, which is he shits on something. Like, example, his most newest video was about Alan Wake. And so the video was about him just saying how remakes are ruining this industry and how Alan Wake is a shit game anyway. And then, like, I looked at another video where they're making whatever game, like it's like some new game that came out, like 12 minutes or something like that. And he goes, this game is shit. It's ruining the industry. Like, it's the same jokes over and over again. Or like Matrix 4, he mentioned. And he said how it's a stupid idea to make a new movie. And it's like literally the same jokes over and over again. Like, I could get if you're doing like a parody or a satire of something, but it kind of gets old after a while. Like, to sit there and go, it's like if you say the same thing, like, AJ, what's a good example? Like, if you just sat there and your same joke over and over again was, that's scary, like in a funny voice. I think any kind of YouTuber who does that is just unoriginal, and I think he should.
This sounds targeted.
No. What? No. Oh, maybe towards the dead metal guy. Dead metal.
Hashtag shots fired.
Hashtag me too.
No, yeah, I think just
I want some breadsticks.
Now you got AJ salivating like what's his Pavlov's dog. You know he wants breadsticks. Hold on 1 sec. You guys talk among yourself. 1 second. Ben had caught a mouse, and my mom was trying to grab it from him, and unfortunately he got away from Ben. Ben kind of gave up and walked away, and my mom was still trying to get rid of it. I did.
Fuck this.
I did pick up my son and tell him that I didn't have this issue when I had dogs, and he seemed very upset with himself, or upset with me. I couldn't tell, but I got him outside of the mouse, and I'm kind of out of breath because I'm like trying to divert my mom. She's freaking out. I'm like, it's not gonna bite you. So I was like, what could it possibly
get
do?
that mouse rabies, yo.
Yeah, I washed my hands just to be safe because I did touch him at one point, but I tried to just because it was like a duster.
Me too.
I scooped him up and put it like threw him outside. So he does that a lot actually. He has had many dead that he just leaves on the carpet, and then
Like, I found this for you.
yeah, I hope you enjoy this.
I hope you enjoy your gift.
Yeah, so you guys were talking about the gaming stuff that came out recently, which was Saints Row.
How I don't know how I feel about the remake.
I was
Or
telling...
reboot, I think is the technical term.
I don't think I told AJ, but I was excited for... AJ, me and Bones have gotten into this horror conversations with Dead by Daylight and all that. And with the new Spider-Man, it has Venom. It's played by Tony Todd, who was the Candyman. And I was excited excited to tell Bones about it.
But I recognized the voice from the
He
trailer.
knew right away, so I was upset by that.
He's got a very unique voice, yeah.
Well, it was just a deep one, but then when I went back and listened to it, I was like, oh yeah, that is Tony Todd. I didn't even realize it at first, because I was just like, I'm just happy Venom's in it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That and the Midnight Suns game, that one I think is going to be, from what I saw, card-based.
Yeah, I'm no longer as excited for the Midnight Suns when I saw the gameplay.
I am because it's the guys who made XCOM, so I am.
It's like the turn-based thing. I'm not all about that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's where I'm out. They made the trailer look really cool. I mean, Ghost Rider was in it, and
yeah.
All they need to do is make an updated version of what was it? The Marvel.
2.
Well, that too.
But
Ultimate Alliance.
Oh.
I say just make an updated version of Ultimate Alliance, like a real, actual Marvel game, not the one that they came out with.
I mean, I think they did. It was called Avengers, but it wasn't good.
Yeah, no, we don't talk about that.
I mean,
it's all right. It's not
it's
bad.
It's okay, said the man
It's
who's
just
still
very
making
repetitive.
videos on it.
Black Panther, y'all.
Yeah. So that getting back to what I said earlier about the dead media guy or dead metal media, it's the fact that he's making like he's shitting on games that are good, and then expect like he's getting clap from it, like he's getting like legitimate, and people are like, but like when you sit there and see that your dislikes are more than your likes, you're obviously just doing it to troll people, and that's kind of fucked up. To be like, oh, I don't really give it. Like, it's like, what is your viewpoints in general? Like, what do you consider a good game in this parody or satire shit?
I guarantee he's just messing with people. Like, he probably
That's stupid because it's
turns
working.
off the mic and then puts 12 minutes on, just goes to town.
Well, because that's like Yahtzee from Zero Punctuation. Like like his, that's his thing, is that he shits on games, and even if
but his jokes are good.
Yeah, and if he does like a game, he'll shit on it, but he'll still let you know that he likes it.
Exactly, and that's the thing. Like, you can make like I used to have an argument with my ex-roommate, my ex-girlfriend. I used to have an argument with her all the time because she'd be like, "Why are you shitting on this? Don't you like it?" I'm like, "Yes, but you can still make fun of a thing that you like. Just because you like it doesn't mean you have to. It has to be perfect." I'm like, I could shit on anything I want. I said it's the fact that if I can make good jokes about it, then I still love and listen to Michael Jackson. Do I think he diddled kids? Maybe. I don't care. I like Thriller.
Allegedly.
Thriller, man. Thriller. Sometimes I just have to look at the man in the mirror when I think about that kind of stuff and really think about, is he a bad guy?
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if you're black or white.
Yeah, and I'm going to put on my Billie Jeans regardless. And that was a bit of a stretch. I'm sorry.
So let's put on them jeans.
And, if he came out with a new album, I'd be a speed demon trying to get there and buy it.
Well, that means it'd be a little hard for him to do that, considering he died in 2009.
You'd be surprised. Tupac is still making music, right? Right.
Yeah, but he wrote those songs a long time ago.
Aren't they bringing a guy back from the dead to star in a movie? I forget the actor's name.
James Dean, I think, right?
Yeah. You're never really dead. You can still come back and star in movies.
I like the adult films he's in. So the concept of that, I don't know if I like the concept of bringing somebody back, but the stuff with like Prince is a good example. I think they're going to have an album of, because he used to literally record a song a day. Like, he would record something, mm-hmm. whether it got released or not. He would just be like, I'm just going to record the song, or just kind of jam. Like, that was one of the big stories that I liked with Dave Grohl, when he was like, I got to just jam with Prince. So we weren't doing any certain songs, we were just fucking jamming. He's like, that was fucking awesome. So, I mean, I think if they came out with an album of Prince, I'd be like, yeah, I'd like to hear what he made that wasn't supposed to be released, or he didn't think was good enough to come out, Because I love Prince now.
I think it's okay to, like, bring someone back to, like, finish something. Like an example of, like, the Fast and Furious with Paul Walker, where they had to, like, CGI just to make the story make sense and send off his character. But, like, bringing someone back who's been dead for, when did he die? Like, 50 years ago?
Probably, if not more.
Bringing him back like that's a little ridiculous.
Yeah, bringing back a very mediocre actor who's not very good
for
at
an entire movie. Like, I mean, I have a feeling that after what happened with Black Panther, Disney's probably going to start putting stuff in their contract saying, like, we have the right to use your likeness in case something happens, to, like, write off a character.
Yeah, but also you have to think about it this way, and I'm just going to do it to make a shot, as that Chadwick Boseman's a good actor, and Paul Walker isn't. He's very mediocre. I can't think of another movie that he's in that's good.
Joyride.
Okay, like I said, a good movie that he was in. That,
obviously, you forgot Joyride.
Okay, besides Fast and the Furious, what franchise he was in or movie that he was good? Do you guys enjoy Tammy and the T-Rex? Is that one of your favorites with Paul Walker in it?
It sounds like a porno.
It does, doesn't it? Denise Richards is in it.
Sounds like you made that up.
You want to hear the plot? You want to hear the plot of Tammy and the T-Rex?
Yeah.
So the best part about Tammy and the T-Rex is Paul Walker is barely in it. He is the boyfriend of Denise Richards, who gets killed in a zoo. A guy, her ex-boyfriend, kills him and throws him to a literal lion, mows him, like pretty much just mauls him to death. And then a evil scientist puts his brain in a animatronic T-Rex, and he goes on a murder spree. except for killing, his girlfriend, of course, because he has the brain of Paul Walker. So
he's essentially RoboCop, but as a dinosaur.
This sounds like a fucking awesome movie.
It's not.
So, I'm gonna go look it up as soon as I get that Mega Man series going.
Did you tell AJ about that last night?
I did not.
We were playing Wreckfest, and we kept telling people in the message boards, we were saying how we were playing on the computer, so we kept telling people how that Mega Man series on AMC is great, and they're like, "What? Why do people keep?" Because there was two of us saying this, so they started to believe it, and then guys were going along with it, like, "Yeah," and like I said, what was it? Gary Oldman played Dr. Wily. Fucking.
It said the blaster's gonna be voiced by Seth Green.
Yeah, I don't know. Did we think of who Mega Man was? Because I know Zero was Samuel L. Jackson, and I don't think we came up with a person who played Mega Man.
No, but I said John Goodman was gonna play Kirby in the
Yeah.
Smash Universe movie.
He just kept making up. He kept making up shows, and these guys just kept going along with it. And they're like some guys were like, "What the fuck are you talking about? AMC has a Mega Man show?"
Like, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah. Some of them were going along with it. It was actually pretty funny, but yeah. It's
One of them said, like, I can't believe Daniel Day-Lewis agreed to be on that.
Yeah, that was it. It was because you mentioned Pac-Man, and I said, yeah, the ghosts are super CGI. I don't like it. And then some guy was like, yeah, Daniel Day-Lewis really did commit to that part of one of the ghosts. And it was like so fucking stupid. And then Bone just kept going along with like Smash Brother games that could be turned into a series.
Mr. Game & Watch movie.
Yeah, he kept just going along with it. Oh god, it was hilarious. So yeah, we kind of got derailed there with the mouse and all the other shit. But I didn't realize what you were talking about till when I came back, and then I realized like, oh, you're talking about Saints Row. But
I also talked about how I get paid.
With sexual favors.
Oh, okay, cool. That's hot. I'm excited for the Wolverine game.
I like the idea of them trying to build like a universe like that.
Yeah.
That sounds really cool.
One of the thoughts I had was that having the Wolverine game coming out, that they could possibly put him in the Avengers game, which would be cool.
I saw it was like the Easter eggs from the trailer, and they did assume his location, which was I think like an Asian city or country or something like that. And then also too, there's a license plate on the wall that says Hulk 181.
Oh,
like
that's
maybe the next game or character in it.
Actually, let me bring in my comic expertise. Hulk 181 is when he appeared.
Yeah,
that was the first appearance of the Wolverine. Yeah, so it's a reference to Wolverine, but it's also Hulk. It was a good old triple threat fight.
Okay,
the Wendigo.
They need to make a Ghost Rider game next.
Yeah, and then have on one of the walls just say "Son of Satan."
Mm-hmm.
And still bring Nick Cage back to play Ghost Rider.
No.
I was being a nerd again because Son of Satan is his first comic that he was introduced to. Johnny Blaze.
While we're on the subject of
Storm.
Marvel,
Hot Johnny,
I do want to talk about the What If series.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about that actually, because I forgot about that. That we haven't.
I think it's pretty great.
I like it. Here's my issue, and I don't know if you guys know, but I'm very big into animation. I very much enjoy a lot of animated shows. I'm excited for Bob's Burgers movie coming out in 2022. But I was very upset with the fact that they sit there and made a big deal about how they're bringing back all these celebrities, but all the important ones like Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. and fucking like the one big one that I noticed that was in it was like three of the six original Avengers are in it, because it's like fucking Chris Hemsworth, can't think of the guy's name, is Mark Ruffalo, and
Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, that guy. They're all in it.
I mean, it kind of makes sense because like with Robert Downey Jr., you're gonna have to pay him $50 million for his voice. That's a little ridiculous. So
three minutes of dialogue.
Especially in this last episode, you're gonna have to pay him whatever amount of money to go in.
Yeah, so I understand with him, and Chris Evans, I think he's just done with it. So like they probably tried to get him, and he probably just went like, no.
So Robert, what we need from you in this scene is,
and obviously,
What we need from you, RDJ, in this scene is for you to pretend to uninspiredly lick vagina.
And obviously, what's her name's being or trying to sue Disney right now, so they ain't
Lake
using her.
Bell. Lake Bell does a great Scarlett Johansson though. I was actually shocked by. I was like, that actually is not bad.
And it's like, in reality, they're hardly noticeable. Like, I mean, I noticed when Drax wasn't himself.
Yeah, that was definitely.
Which that one's really dumb that he
That's
didn't.
actually.
Did you hear why he didn't play his voice?
Fred Tatasciore, who does AJ, Soldier 76, he does that, and actually the guy who played Drax is also Nikolai, from the Zombie Crew, and also.
Speaking of that, real quick, just a quick side note.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you know the guy who does Takio had a stroke last year?
I did not.
He's now, he's done. He can no longer voice act, which is a shame.
What?
He announced his retirement a couple days ago.
He was Professor Utonium.
I can't be a voice actor anymore.
Yeah, he literally can't say word.
AJ, get out.
They say he
Get
can
out
say
of the
like,
podcast. You're out.
They say he can say like 5 words clearly. Everything
You!
else is just kind of
Out of the mob!
This is my spot. I got here early.
Alright, back of the mob.
Man,
So,
this mob.
I just wanted to throw that out because I read about that. I was like, that's kind of a bummer.
That's Tom Kane, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was Professor Utonium and Yoda and a couple other stuff. Like in the TV series stuff when they can't get Frank Oz.
Mm-hmm.
But
anyway, continue with voice actors.
So Fred Tatasciore, which is funny because Fred Tatasciore is the guy who does like anytime they need Hulk for the cartoons, that's him. Like he'll be the guy who yells Hulk smash and shit.
Did you hear why they didn't bring in Dave Bautista?
Because he doesn't do animated shit. That's what he said.
No,
I don't do that nerdy animated shit.
He apparently said that they called his agent and his agent just forgot to tell him. So they never heard back from him, so they just recast him.
I don't know. I feel like he's such a straight shooter, like, because like I don't know if you saw
He's
recently,
being a dick about it.
Where he said, "Oh, well, maybe you can be in a movie with The Rock and John Cena." He goes, "Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen."
Yeah, it's like he got big from the Guardians, and now he thinks he's like hot shit.
Yeah, he's kind of.
And he's just kind of not.
Yeah.
He's kind of alright.
He wasn't that Zack Snyder zombie movie, so
that movie was alright.
But he was also
it was very strange, but it was alright.
But he was also in that spy movie with Ken Jeong and.
I didn't even see that.
Exactly. No one saw it. Is my point. No one saw it.
He's not Drax. He's dumb.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna find out if Zoe Saldana is returning as Gamora. I do like the fact that
I'm pretty sure they said she was.
I like Karen Gillan. She came back. Chadwick Boseman. He came back.
Who? I mean,
they did not get
Benicio
one. Del Toro.
I don't. Do they have him in that one episode?
No, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it was somebody else.
Who? The collector?
Yeah.
I think.
No, that was actually him.
Yeah,
it was him.
It was. It didn't sound like him.
He doesn't have a distinguishable voice though. Like it's his body language is what made that character good.
I didn't think it was him either until I actually stopped. I paused it on the credits to look, and it was him.
Yeah, the Mr. Sunday Movies episode they talked about it, and he's like, "Yeah, I can't really say that he has a distinguishable voice," and he doesn't.
They even brought back Seth Green for Howard the Duck.
Yeah, to show that he's an alcoholic because he didn't want to bother.
I thought that even Chadwick Boseman, I thought that it was someone trying to do an impersonation of his voice at first, and I realized it was actually him. I said, "Oh wow!"
The zombie episode. He sounded weird in the zombie episode.
Sounds like it sounds like he was to the point where he was
phoning it in, or he might have been sick at that point.
I was gonna say dying.
Yeah.
I was gonna say he sounded like he was at the point where he was at that.
He did not sound as enthusiastic as he did in the Star-Lord.
He sounded like he smoked a bunch of cigarettes. Like he sounded really raspy.
Mm-hmm. And obviously, for legal reasons, they couldn't have Tom Holland. But the guy they got sounded very similar to him.
Yeah. The Chris Evans guy did a good job, too.
He wasn't bad.
But
other than that, everyone else was really themselves.
I love Paul Rudd in the Zombies episode. He
was pretty great.
So great.
That's the thing. Like, it's so weird that they couldn't get, like, those people. And then they have, like, what's his face? Toby Jones for, like, literally a second to say, "Oh, Shiza," as the fucking Zola, whatever the fuck. Yeah, whatever the guy's Zolan, whatever the fuck the robot guy is, the Red Skull's, second in command guy.
Arnoff Zola.
Arnov Zola, that's the guy's name. But like he literally was in there for like what, 2 seconds just to say "Oh Shiza" or whatever.
Yeah, when they catch him on the train or whatever.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Sebastian Stan is doing a great job though. I do like him. All the ones he's in.
I didn't think he did great in the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Like
No, yeah, I agree.
He kind of sounded like it sounded like it was his first time ever doing voice acting, and it just sounded cheesy.
It sounded like
this one it sounded a lot better.
It was the same thing with Mark Ruffalo doing the Hulk stuff. I feel like it just was
maybe after a few times they kind of were able to put some emotion into it.
It's like he just seemed uninspired. Like he just seemed very unamused by the voice acting. And then like after, I think one of the other episodes, he was like, okay, it sounds a little bit better. Like when he was in the zombie episode, he didn't sound that bad.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I do like. I told AJ about it, but the hint, or maybe I told all you guys. I did it in the group text. But the fact that they had Okoye, because of the fact that it was a zombie episode and she also plays Michonne in The Walking Dead, I thought that was funny. I was like, okay.
She split Falcon in half down the middle.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Sorry about that.
They didn't have real blood, so it's fine. It was like
yeah, I was surprised how violent it was for being a Disney product.
Well, I mean, you do have to have.
They are getting darker. I mean, look, they put blood on Cap's shield and Falcon and Winter Soldier, so it's like they are starting to get dark, and they kind of have to where they're going with some of the characters. Like, Moon Knight's going to be dark. Deadpool's going to be dark.
Yeah, like I said before, Bones interrupted me. I was going to say, zombies, you have to decapitate the heads, so, I mean, it's going to be violent regardless in order to kill the fucking zombies.
So you could do a lot of implied visualization with that. I mean, like, they were, like, blatantly cutting heads off, and they cut Captain America in half, and...
Fuck yeah! America! Splitting down the middle! Well, not down the middle, I guess. But yeah, I think it's interesting. But
I was going to say, when Wasp... got real big, I was like, that's gonna be a problem later.
Yeah, I didn't get that. Why didn't they know that ahead of time?
Yeah.
They were like, oh, we're not gonna think about maybe, I don't know, shooting her in the head.
Think yourself before you die.
Do something about that, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I don't. And the one I really did enjoy was the alternate, all the Avengers getting killed.
Yeah.
Nick Fury's big week.
That one's good. I like that one.
That was pretty cool.
That one felt like a kind of thing where you're like, I don't know who this could be. It could be literally anybody.
Yeah. I don't know why, like, all of a sudden that Hope was dead, like, 4 years earlier in that, like, I don't know where that came from.
Essentially, that's like, every episode has a interesting, like, what if. Like, everyone thinks, like, the first one is, what if Peggy just stayed in the room? But in reality, it's what if Red Skull decided to use the Tesseract to open portals instead of build the weapons. So like that one is just what if Hope joined S.H.I.E.L.D. instead of being against it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it did feel a little bit different to like they have like slight changes and it almost seems like they try to make it about one thing, but really I think it's
it's like a twist, and you realize at the end, like, that was the real what if.
Yeah.
Like, in Doctor Strange, it was like, what if they were still together?
Well, I think it's just multiple universe kind of feel like what things could have changed to just in general.
I did see something that the Hulk dying, and that was the closest thing as we get to Ant-Man going up Thanos' butt and expanding him until he explodes.
And then now they've done it twice. Like, we're giving you what you want. It's just we're not showing it as graphic as you would want it. And we're not going up the butt.
I like that they make the poster for it though. For the what if. And it just says what if and just shows the little Thanos butt.
But I love what they're doing with it. This was one of the episodes I was really excited for. It's like I almost didn't want them to show this one yet, but at the same time I really wanted to see it.
Yeah.
Like Party Thor, I'm like, I don't even know what that one's about. That one doesn't sound as appealing. It sounds like
he's just gonna be like a frat bro.
in Las Vegas, and then what are the other ones? One's Killmonger and Tony Stark being friends.
And then
Uh,
Gamora taking over Thanos.
yeah, if Gamora was Thanos, and then the last one's the next one. I'm like the final one's the one I'm looking for the most. It looks like what if Ultron took over, actually got Vision's body, and it shows him with like the Infinity Stones, and it looks like all of them are coming together to fight him, like Doctor Strange Supreme, and I saw Captain Carter there, so and uh, T'Challa, Star Lord. So it looks like they're going to bring all the heroes who survived in the episodes together to fight Vision Ultron.
Maybe, yeah.
That'll be cool.
That's the vibe I'm getting from that episode, just from the pictures.
I feel like that'd be a
But
situation.
I do see them all together because like I saw a picture of Captain Carter with the evil Doctor Strange.
I feel like that'd be a situation though, if in the case would be like the Watcher would have to bring them all together.
Probably there's probably gonna be like the Vision Ultron becomes a thing, and he's like, oh boy, this one's a real problem. All right, everyone, come
Yeah,
come
exactly.
in. Get over here.
You over here.
You from there. You from there.
Yeah,
Zombie-
Zombie Thanos.
You keep
Yes,
making a
zombie
big deal
Thanos.
about him saying that I will not interfere, but yeah, eventually it's gonna be like the Eternals are gonna have to.
I don't know. He's getting closer. I mean, I don't know if you guys noticed, but every episode, he's a little bit closer at the point of the Doctor Strange one where he finally like actually
to him,
peeked
yeah.
in and started talking, and then this last one they showed his complete face. So it's like, it seems like he's getting more and more tempted to interfere per episode.
What if I just touch him? Just touch
He's
him.
like,
a
all
little
right,
bit.
maybe I'll just play with them like the puppets.
What if I just touch him a little bit?
I
And,
didn't see you playing with your doll, sir.
and I just love that. Like, I mean, obviously, a lot of people think that this is just like a throwaway series, but in reality, it's canon
Mhm.
because from what I hear, some of those
multiverses,
characters
yeah.
are going to be showing up in Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness. I'm assuming Captain Carter's she's probably going to show up. Maybe the evil Doctor Strange.
I mean,
Speaking of which, did you hear the theory that the evil Doctor Strange might be the one in Spider-Man No Way Home?
I don't know if I like that.
It could make sense given like they were like he's acting odd in the trailer and the real Doctor Strange would never like screw everything up so much as that.
People like broke it down to the point where they were actually like focusing on the hands in the trailer, and the hands are no longer shaking, and they don't have scars on them. So unless they just forgot to like do that shit, it could be the evil Sorcerer Strange just popped into this universe and did something with our Doctor Strange and took over. And now he's like trying to make everything right now, so because he fucked up his universe.
Okay,
so
but let me stop you here, Bones, because you sound like the internet. Can let me tell you my problem with all that is that a lot of the times they do shit like this and say like, oh, it could be this, it could be that. The problem is that on a standpoint of making a movie, it seems so fucking elaborate to sit there and tease William Dafoe as Green Goblin, to tease Dr. Octopus as Alfred Molina coming back, and then supposedly having Jamie Foxx come back as well, and all the other Spider-Man, and having all this other shit, but then having the Doctor Strange be this weird... Like, I feel like that would be a payoff for the second... Or for the second Doctor Strange movie. Yeah, because, like, on a standpoint, it's just like, oh, you guys are fucking the new Spider-Man just like you fucked the Sam Raimi Spider-Man. Like, you're putting too much shit.
That's a different movie.
Oh, did I download the wrong movie?
Yeah.
It might be...
right over Bones' head.
Yeah, I know. It might just be setting up for Doctor Strange.
That's fine.
Like maybe like they just don't even acknowledge it the entire movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the after credit scene is all of a sudden like him going into a room and having the MCU Doctor Strange locked up or something.
It's almost
and then the evil cape.
It's just frustrating
pops
to me.
up or...
It's frustrating to be like for me in my head, and I know I'm sure other
too much
people
in this
do it,
movie.
I just feel like when I go and see the trailer and the trailer drops, I'm like, I guess we're going to find out and see when the movie comes out. Not like, well, this is the case. Look, I've watched it at least 20 times, and I have to say that this is the case. Daredevil's in it. Everyone's in it. we're all gonna see every fucking character. I'm like, how does this make sense in a story format? Like, you can't just throw all these fucking people in and go, yeah, I understand this. It's the same reason why I had an argument with Duck about when we saw the 8th Star Wars film. He was like, I'm very upset they didn't introduce Grey Jedis. I'm like, dude, no one knows enough about Grey Jedis to introduce Grey Jedis. I'm like, I know it's in the lore, I know it's a thing, but no one's, like, that's a fanboy thing to be like, I want this thing that not many people know about to be in this movie.
Yeah.
Like,
where's Plo Koon, goddammit?
Yeah, well, he died. He died a while ago, actually. He got blown up. I'm very upset that he died. No, he blew up. He blew up. Unless there's something you don't know about. And AJ, if you're telling me that you've watched all of the Clone Wars and you're telling me that my favorite Jedi is not really dead at all, I'm going to be very upset with you because
he could have used a force field.
You think he used a force, emphasis on force field, and survived. The thing is that not only is it my favorite Jedi, but he went out like a bitch. He got shot down in the back in a spaceship, in a fighter pilot, and got shot, and I'm upset about that. We're getting off topic because I'm talking about Star Wars somehow. But yeah, it's just, on that aspect, I'm like, it's just so much shit to put in to be like, stop. I just want to see what happens in the movie. Just shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear your fucking, unless you have, like, they debunked that Daredevil thing because of IMAX.
He is in the movie.
AJ, did you hear about that?
But that wasn't him in the scene.
So the concept was when he, the guy slams down the papers, they're like, oh, that's Daredevil.
I know that everyone thought that he was, but.
So the thing is that they debunked it when they went to go see Shang-Chi, because when they showed the trailer, the aspect ratio of IMAX shows that it's not his face. Like, it's someone else's face. So they already debunked that in the trailer for IMAX.
I mean, it could be like how they edited the Endgame trailer.
Yeah,
I don't think they go that far. I think it's just a cop just throwing shit. I think it's just.
Yeah. I mean, if he's gonna be in it, that's great.
Yeah, he is in the movie. It's just.
That's great then. But I'm like, you can't.
Not that scene.
It's not the concept of saying that something's gonna be in it. It's the fact that people will grab the slightest things and go, that's got to be confirmed. It's like when you send us stuff, when you would send us stuff, and I'd be like, you got to make sure this is real before you just go, yeah, this is happening.
Okay, well, on that note, did you guys see the leaked video of Andrew Garfield on set?
I did not.
It's HD. He's clearly in it.
Yeah. Well, as long as
he continued to say, "I am not in the movie. I never got a phone call." An HD video of him in front of a blue screen, talking to Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, and asking about his web shooters, and you can clearly see his lips saying that, "Do you have spider web blood?"
Spider web blood.
Because it's just, obviously Toby doesn't have the web shooter, so it's gross and just comes out of his hands.
Yeah.
I love to acknowledge that in the movie.
I love the memes where they're like, "Oh, I'm out of web shooters," and it's him. I missed the part where that's my problem.
There was also leaked photos of them all pointing, so it looks like they're going to redo that Spider-Man meme, which is pretty badass. But it's clearly him, and I don't know how he's still denying it.
I hope it, but the thing is that you got to realize that the internet is a vast area of knowledge that never goes away. So when someone goes, like, I get so upset about stuff where they're like, oh, we're going to have this thing in the game, or like any kind of game or movie, they go, oh, well, this is going to happen, and this has been leaked, and this is confirmed.
Doesn't actually happen.
And yeah, years from now, I go, where the fuck were you when you said this thing was going to happen? Like, I love it. I love it on, like, at work.
You can see at these when they said we were going to be able to drive our chips out of fucking waterfall. It's 4 years later, and that shit still ain't there.
But it's not waterfall. It's the fact that, like, people on YouTube will go, like, oh, guys, this is confirmed. This is the thing that's going to happen. And then I want to, like, be like, fucking just, like, slam my dick on the table and go, where the fuck's it at now? You said it was going to be in it. Where the fuck's it at? Stop making fucking fake accusations for this shit that never happened, or I'll punch you in the goddamn mouth. You don't deserve to have... It's the same with the dead metal media guy. You don't deserve to have a fucking YouTube channel if you're going to sit there and exploit people and make up lies to make sure you get views. I hate that shit. Because I'm not getting views and I'm doing things the right way. It all comes down to me. God damn it.
Maybe you gotta be a little wrong.
Me. But yeah, it's just fucking frustrating. It's just like, it's just the part that really gets me upset, and I want to find out what happens when, especially it's one of my favorite superheroes. I'm excited to just be like, whatever, it doesn't matter as long as we're getting another Spider-Man movie. Whether it's Tom Holland, fucking, you could fucking put Beetlejuice in it. I don't give a shit, and I don't mean Beetlejuice and Michael Keaton. I mean Beetlejuice from Howard Stern. You could just put whoever in there.
Isn't he dead?
Oh, I'm gonna be very upset. Hold on, you guys keep talking about this. Hold on.
So apparently the runtime for the Spider-Man is almost, I think, 2 hours and 40 minutes, which is pretty badass.
I'm surprised it's that short. Honestly, I thought it'd be longer.
No, he's still alive, AJ.
Okay, never mind then.
Okay,
Carry
good. Carry on. He's still gonna be Spider-Man.
on.
Confirmed.
I was worried that it was gonna be too short. I mean, especially like I don't know if you saw, they just announced the runtime of Venom.
Yeah.
Venom's only 90 minutes, which is one of the shortest Marvel movies they put out. Actually, I think they said it is the shortest. The next closest is New Mutants at 4 minutes longer.
New Mutants isn't a MCU movie, or not a
No,
movie.
I'm actually saying it is a Marvel movie.
No, like I literally don't want it to be a Marvel movie.
Like,
like it's literally so awful.
Marvel, bad Fox. It was the swan song of the Fox universe.
Technically, it's an X-Men movie, but it's not an X-Men movie in my eyes because it seems like it's garbage. It has some characters I was really excited for, and unfortunately,
and they just blew it.
Yeah, I liked what's her face.
But,
I liked Queen's Gambit as Magic, but unfortunately,
they blew it.
Was it good? Wolfsbane, love Wolfsbane. She seems like a cool character. Maisie Williams does it. I'm upset.
Jonathan Byers from Stranger Things.
That guy can go fuck off. That guy creeps me out.
Okay.
He creeps me the fuck out. I never play as him as Dead by Daylight. Speaking of which, what a good segue. I wanted to talk about Dead by Daylight a little bit. AJ, you haven't played it in a very long time.
You played it with us a little while ago, didn't you?
Well, he hasn't been in there since people are coming everywhere.
Gross.
He's technically not coming right now because they accidentally removed his voice.
So
quotes.
Joe, and I hope Joe will get on the podcast eventually, but earlier, and Joe's been saying it all the time now since I told him about it. But Joe's been saying you've called my what is it? You've something my box.
You've opened my box.
Yeah, you've opened my box. But he goes, you've opened my box, and now I have cummies. Because he always does that. He always says the cummies. But yeah, I'm not excited for. I wasn't excited for Hellraiser. I don't care for him. Pinhead is not somebody I like.
He is kind of annoying. He's got some annoying.
I just remember when you were trying to debate what was for Chapter 21, and I think I told AJ.
I would have rather Springtrap.
Yeah, but I was telling AJ about it, and I was like, yeah, Bones is texting me about whether it's Springtrap or Pinhead. But then I go, I could really give two shits on either. Like I was like, stop fucking texting me. I don't give a shit. I don't care about either of these people. I said I don't care for either of them. Tell me who it is when it comes out. Like I could care less.
I thought Springtrap would have been cooler, but I could really care. Out of the two of them, I would have liked Springtrap more because I actually had to go watch the Hellraiser movie just to even know what he's like or what the movies were about.
Yeah, he comes a lot.
Apparently. But I did like the Chatter guy, so I'm glad that they did put in the Chatter skin.
Well, I said to Joe, too, about it. I said, yeah, they changed it so that way he has a special skin that's the Chatterer. And he has literally, it's all teeth. And I said, and it made it so much better that now they changed it to just him going... Like he sounds like the
Chatter, chitter, chatter.
Well, you know what it reminds me of? The fucking the brownie monsters from the Aqua Teen episode, the Mothman one, where they put the brownies in the cloner and it just comes out as the clicking.
Okay, brownie monsters.
The clicking brownies with the wings and shit.
Mm-hmm.
It just reminds you of that. It's just that kind of clicking, but yeah. I am a little bit upset with this Stranger Things shit, the licensing.
Oh yeah, I mean, I get why it's happening. It's just annoying. I stupidly didn't realize that like the license can run out because obviously it's never happened in Dead by Daylight.
Yeah,
I mean
the first one.
Halloween was the first one, and they're still putting out new shit for that.
They can get rid of Freddy though, because he's a pedophile.
I mean, I do like Freddy.
But
He's a pretty cool pedophile.
No,
He's cool to play in the game. I just hate the skin. I much rather would have had the Robert Englund one.
They should just.
And I hope that one day they do somehow get him in.
They should just change some of the voice lines so that way it's not Freddy anymore. It's not Freddy Krueger. They Just make him Jack Earl Haley or whatever. So that way, at times when he puts you on a hook, he'll just go, "You're not trapped in. I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me."
Yeah.
I just want
I do like playing as him. He is fun.
The whole world is the whole world is a cesspool and it needs to be punched in the throat. And he fucking throws hot oil on your face.
But they did rework him, so he can like teleport to generators now and stuff.
Does he wear a sock on his face that changes like a ink blot test? Cause
no.
I think I just want Rorschach, to be honest, in the game.
He just hunts you down and punches you in the throat.
But anyway, yeah. I'm sad that the.
I'm sorry. I was laughing so hard that I don't think it picked up the mic, but I was laughing at the punch in the throat thing. I got so loud. I think the Discord was like, "Yeah, we're not even gonna pick that up. We're just gonna
If you could stop that, please.
No, we're gonna zone that out. Sorry. No, I love what they have now. Like I love Dead by Daylight. I love all the characters they have in there.
I'm just mad they're getting rid of that map. Like, I personally think they should just reskin it, because obviously it can no longer be the Stranger Things map. But they're just straight up just getting rid of it.
They should just call it the laboratory.
Yeah, like all you have to do is just. I mean, obviously you got to probably take out the portal and reskin that whole section of the room, but everything else is kind of generic.
And Hawking stuff.
Yeah, just generic it up and just call it a laboratory or something.
So I bought Steve with one of the outfits that he had when he goes to fight the demi-dogs. And then I bought
them all.
I bought Nancy in her like the winter coat one, the one that they have of a pop of her with the gun. The one with like her like winter jacket, I forget what it's called. But anyway, yeah. And then I bought a bunch of other shit for other people. So
yeah, I bought all their skins because obviously this is the last chance you ever have of getting them. Because I don't think they'll ever be able to get that deal renewed because Netflix is starting their own gaming company, and obviously Stranger Things is going to be one of their biggest pulls, so they want to make their own Stranger Things game.
Do you think of any, and AJ, they're just going to be to you too, but do you think of any cool, like, lesser known villains or I guess killers or whatever horror monsters could be added to the game? Because I would love personally some kind of version of the Thing, but I don't know how you do that because the Thing is kind of everything.
Yeah, and they kind of you get assimilated and turn into one. It'd basically just be Among Us.
Well, it'd be like well, I guess it wouldn't be just like Legion, but Legion's like, you know, a normal human guy who's just, you know, a guy who kills people. It's not really, Legion is more like just a normal psychopath. I don't know how Ghostface has special powers, but somehow he does. It's whatever. I think the game has a lot of stuff that needs to be worked out, just polished better as far as the game itself. Because a lot of times I feel like I get shitted on and it doesn't make any sense.
Right now, I'm not very happy with it because the skill-based matchmaking is making it ridiculous somehow. Like, I played the other day with AD, who has never played the game, so he's super level 1, and Dan, who's a very low level, and I'm like a mid-tier level player. And they dropped us in with a 100% prestige 3 level killer, like the highest rank you can get, and he just destroyed us. We didn't even get one generator done. And it's like, how is that skill-based matchmaking? You put us in against something I took 8 steps into the game and was on a hook, and I was the good player.
See, that's what I don't get. It's just like
where's the skill-based part? And like when I go in by myself, I'm like thinking like, okay, that means obviously the killer's going to be harder, but they're going to put other people like me, like around my level in. And I go in and they're all like lower levels than me. Like I'm the highest level person. I'm like, how does this make sense? Like,
Yeah, it's almost like
it
a
seems like you
redundant.
somehow screwed me.
Yeah, it seems like a redundant way of saying, "Oh, it's skill based," but really, it's not. It's like it's a joke. It's like that when they say that for like Halo or Call of Duty. They're like, "Oh, you're gonna have people the same skill as you," and it's not. It's either they're super fucking OP or they're fucking dumb as hell. I had a game today on Siege that me and Joe were playing, and it was literally like I had offensive people with me, and they were laying on the floor, nowhere near the objective, not knowing what they were supposed to do, just kind of crawling slowly. And I messaged one of them and said, "Hey, are you new at this game?" Not trying to be rude. I was like, "Hey, are you new at this game?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I go, "That's fine. Just it takes some patience and luck, and because he didn't have an operator, he just had a recruit." So I was like, "Just do the tutorial." I said, "Do all the training." And get some operators and then just work with one person and get better with that person, and then you should get it down. But I didn't want to be rude about it because it's like these two guys were both brand new people just playing as recruit every time, and I'm like, I don't want to sit there and shit on them because they're trying their best or they're trying the game for the first time, and their Xbox accounts were like 900 gamer score in one and then 5 something in another, and it was like 500 something in another, and I was like, obviously they're brand new or they have an Xbox for the first time and they're trying to play a game that they think they'd like, and that's fine. Yeah. It's not Call of Duty. It's so much more of a patient game when it comes to Siege. And he was like, "Well, how many years have you played?" I'm like, "Well, I've been playing for like 5-6 years now." I said it just takes a lot of work. It's a very hard turnaround when it comes to that game. It's even on my off days, I'm doing a shitty job because you have to kind of be focused, and it takes a lot of like patience. But I like the game. Like it's same.
I'm getting to the point where like I now really, because like in my point, and before I start trying this game, like in my opinion, like a good game would be one you escape. Obviously, bad game is when you die.
Of course.
But now that I've played it, like, and I realize how you level up, like, so a bad game is obviously one where you lose a level. To me, a good game is if I keep my level. A great game is if I level up one, and then a perfect game is one one where I escape.
Well, now
so it's like after I've lowered my expectations, where I'm like, I'm probably not going to escape every game, but as long as I do enough to like bump up my skill, I'm satisfied, and that keeps me from getting as frustrated with it. But now with this update, I'm having a hard time even getting to the point where like I can keep my level.
Well, even now, it's like in the case of like a battle royale, when it comes to Apex, I don't get mad when I don't win because you're not gonna win every game. And it's just like if I can get to second place at least, I'll be like, yeah, I did a pretty good job. I couldn't finish off the last team, but I got to the most highest part I can get without winning. And I'm okay with that. Like I'm okay with getting to a point where it feels good. Same with like when I'm a killer in Dead by Daylight. If I can get at least one person on a hook and get them to be sacrificed to the entity, I'm cool with that. I'm not worried about too much about if everyone else gets away. And in the new video I have coming out, it's like that where I there was one where like Ash was really like the one I was on all the time, and I was like, if I could get this guy to just fucking die, I'm cool. Just fucking die. God damn it.
I know you were mentioning ideas you would want added to the game. So a while back, Dead by Daylight or Behavior actually put out a survey trying to figure out what people want. And some of the things on here are like the Alien, Candyman, Carrie, Friday the 13th, obviously Hellraiser was on there, Pennywise.
Predator would be good.
Predator would be very badass.
Lovecraft Country.
Oh, like Cthulhu? Actually, Cthulhu would be pretty badass.
Poltergeist.
Except for the fact that he's a racist fuck, but...
They're saying Rambo, I guess as a survivor. They said Scooby-Doo, again, I guess as a survivor, like the characters. They're saying The Exorcist, The Fly, The Mummy, The Ring, The Shining, The Thing, The Walking Dead.
What they should do, and stay with me here, they should do the Hex girls as survivors, and then have I'm not done yet, and then have some kind of I guess villain as the whatchamacallit.
Well, that's the thing is like you don't every update you don't need a villain and a because like obviously this Hellraiser one was just it didn't have like a survivor or anything, so it's not like you can add just a survivor or add just a killer. You
Well,
don't need
what
like a combo.
if
Like
they added?
obviously Ash didn't have a killer when
But if they
him.
added a Scooby Doo character, any kind of Scooby Doo survivor, what killer would they have? Because it's like, it's kind of
Old Man Jenkins.
yeah, but like what? I feel like that's too PG for a type of series.
I feel like the when I think of a Scooby Doo villain, I think of
Predator would be
the
badass though.
the fisherman,
The fisherman,
not the fisherman,
Pirate-
like this the
pirate
scuba
ghosts.
guy.
the Blackbeard.
I think of the scuba guy.
Is that the one that looks like a Cyclops? Like the
Yeah.
okay, I know what you're talking about. Or like the
Um,
Frankenstein guy.
Some other things that they mentioned, like they mentioned other
The
video
Creeper?
game crossover. Oh, the Creeper would be a good one. They mentioned Alan Wake, Bioshock,
Ah!
Space, Doom, Five Nights at Freddy's.
Actually, you know
Half-Life,
what? Now that you mentioned it, a
Resident Evil
necromorph.
again, Evil Within.
A necromorph would be perfect for that game because you could, although they'd be all thumbs when it came to pick you up, because they just have blades for hands. So
And then they said in others, Venom, Spawn, and Hellboy.
Spawn.
Yeah.
Spawn would be a
Eh.
weird one. Venom, I could see. Because
So-
Venom. Actually, no, dude, don't do Venom. Just do Carnage. Because Carnage would make more sense. I don't like Carnage, but I think Carnage would make more sense for that kind of game.
Well, with him, you could obviously just have the same character and do legendary skins. You could turn them into Venom or Carnage.
It would be cool to do like Carnage and then have like Gwen Stacy as the survivor.
Yeah, so something like that.
Someone who isn't like special in any way. But yeah, I love. I mean, especially lately because I was watching all those kill count things. I love horror lately. I've been looking up a bunch of stuff for that, like cool, just cool movies. Like there's a bunch of great movies as far as horror. I don't know. I'm getting excited for spoopy season. AJ, what's your favorite horror movie?
Favorite horror movie? Are we talking like you know,
Like
killers?
What's something you can watch every year for Halloween? 'Cause
Um,
mine's The Thing.
Thing is good.
It's my favorite.
I like The Crow. That's a
We
good
talked
one.
about this before, didn't we? About The Crow?
Probably.
I think we talked about it last episode because we're talking about how like killing like kill counts, and you were like, oh, it's probably more of an action movie than a
Yeah.
than a yeah.
Then like
yeah.
yeah.
He does kill people though.
They're all good though. I mean, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Friday the 13th.
13th.
Yeah, I think that would be. I think The Thing is one of those movies I can watch every year for Halloween and be like, yeah, I like this. I don't know why people like Hocus Pocus. Not that I don't think it's a bad movie. I just don't really like it. Anything with Doug Jones, really, which is also Hocus Pocus.
Except that that movie with Paul Bettany. What was that called?
Legion.
Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Not Age
That
of
one
Ultron.
too.
He is in Age of Ultron. He's also in A Beautiful Mind, but he is in Legion. Actually, next week, because I want to get to a segment we want to do. I want to do a segment that me and AJ do every week, which is I don't know what I call it. I honestly don't have a name for it. But essentially, what we're gonna do is talk about a movie.
It's not sponsored yet.
Talk about
Yeah.
talk about a movie that we find either good or bad, or just how the fuck did it even become a thing, or even it's just a weird movie.
Oh, I
Just a
got
weird-
you.
Just a weird movie.
The female Ghostbuster movie.
Okay, that doesn't really count, Bones.
Yes,
Bec-
it does.
Because of the fact that it isn't. Oh, it does work actually. Never mind. So there is one movie I wanted to talk about before we talk about the main movie that we're going to talk about, and I already put it in there what we're going to talk about for that movie of this week. I am excited though, AJ. I don't know who we're going to have as a guest on for next week. Not to fucking belittle Bones right now.
Everybody can skip next.
Not to belittle Bones next episode, but the next one I definitely want to talk about is Warriors of Virtue. I've been wanting to talk about that movie for a while. We're going to talk about it with someone, whoever the next guest is on. But there's a movie that I want to talk about real quick before we go into the one I'm talking about, the one on Netflix that I want to talk about. And that's called Slack. I put it in that SLAXX. It is a movie that's kind of like the movie Rubber. Is it Rubber? Am I thinking of? What's the one?
Tire.
The Tire.
Yeah.
So this movie, and I'll just explain, this is a very short description of the movie. A possessed pair of jeans terrorizes trapped workers in a trendy clothing store. So that's it. It's just a killer pair of jeans.
I'm sorry. Anything with a killer pair of jeans sounds great.
Yeah?
I'd go watch it right now. But I'm not
Except for
gonna do
the
that.
traveling pants.
Yeah, but deadlier. It's a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is fucking surprising.
Should have been 100.
Fucking surprising to me. Yeah, I don't know what to say about this movie. I haven't seen it yet. I want to.
Then how are you gonna judge it?
Well, I'm not. It's the concept I'm judging it on. It's probably a great movie, but
It
it's
would be the greatest movie you've ever seen.
probably.
You'll be like, I'm done with Marvel movies after seeing this.
But when I
all I want to see from now on.
But when there's a scene where a girl is going to try on clothes and she gets almost, I don't know if you guys know the term, but Hurricane Rana'd to death with someone's, like, just crushed by two thighs and no one's wearing them.
That's how I want to go.
Literally hung up by nothing. You want to be choked with a pair of jeans with no one in them?
No, just crushed between two thighs.
Okay. Hey, why do you think I pick Gridlock on Siege?
She thick.
But yeah, it's something I wanted to talk about for a quick moment, and I don't get it at all. Maybe me and AJ will watch it and talk about it next week. But yeah.
Tune in next week.
Tune in next week to find out. I think it's just coming out recently, though, so I don't know if it's out yet. Find out next week. Ooh, it came out last year. Exactly last year, September 11th.
Oh, wow. It's a good sign.
Wow. Well, it's Canadian, so I guess it doesn't matter to them.
Yeah, fuck America.
Yeah, fuck America. So, the movie we're going to talk about this week, though, is something that I'm so on the fence about, whether it's a good or a bad movie.
Trilogy.
The movies we're going to talk about is something that, and I was going to, this is the thing that we were arguing about, Bones, because we were going to have Kibbles on for this episode, or you, and we were trying to find someone who's seen all three of the Fear Streets. But you and Kibbles have both seen all three of them, so I was going to be like, well, Bones would probably be more fun as far as the horror aspect of stuff, because he knows more about that stuff, so that, and we'd probably talk to Kibbles about wrestling and shit, but, so yeah, Fear Street, can't make heads or tails of the movie, whether it's good or not. I can't tell if it's a good movie or if it's a bad movie. Sorry. But I'm a little bit I'm conflicted. I'm conflicted in the movie. I don't know how to feel about it.
I liked it. Mostly because I like the references to other horror franchises. Because obviously, like the first Fear Street was very like if you mixed Stranger Things with.
And this is the thing. I'm gonna tell you the reason you probably feel like it's a Stranger Things is, it is one of the wives of one of the Duffer Brothers who made Stranger Things.
Oh, is it? I didn't
His
know that.
wife wrote and directed this movie. Maybe not wrote, but she directed and produced this movie. And she took up all three movies and just did them all. Supposedly, someone else was supposed to take care of the third movie, and instead she just did all three, I think.
I'll handle it myself.
I'll explain
I'll do
you.
it
You can
myself.
go ahead and explain why you like it, and then AJ, you can go and say why you like it. And I'll explain where I'm conflicted. And I don't mind it, but it's just there's some parts of the movie that I get really frustrated with all three of them. Maybe not so the third one, but it's just fucking frustrating. Go ahead.
Yeah, I like that it was like Stranger Things. The first one's like Stranger Things mixed with Scream.
Yeah.
Um,
And then you said the second one was like the same thing.
definitely
Very
kind of
like Friday
Stranger
the
Things,
13th.
but with Friday the 13th. Yeah.
But, yeah. And then what I was gonna say is that the third one is the Crucible and Stranger Things.
Mhm.
Because the Crucible is the same fucking concept of false accusations of witches. I'm sorry, I fucking hijacked that whole thing. Go ahead.
I one of the things I like that they did was like you kind of got the vibe that other than like the two main characters, nobody was safe. But like in most horror movies, like you see the deaths coming, but like some of the characters I didn't see coming. Like especially in the first one at the grocery store, you're like, okay, some of these
Yeah.
characters are gonna, and then all of a sudden like their head just like got split open, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh,
I
I was
thought
rooting for him.
I thought they were gonna save the girl. They got her head split open by the bread slicer. I thought she was gonna get
Yeah,
saved
like
in the last minute.
I'm like, here's the moment where they're about to like cut in, and all of a sudden you like the blood just starts shooting out, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
they're gonna need some super glue to save her now. Like, nope, she's gone.
I think that was the biggest impact on the first movie, where everyone mentions that kill, because
Mhm.
that's the one thing that everyone's like, oh yeah, well the woman gets her head sliced open with the bread slicer, and
Yeah,
I mean, sure, why not?
I like the violence in it.
I mean, that's the reason why you like horror movies, right? I fucking love horror movies for the violence.
Yeah, because like I guess because it's like mostly like children, like you're not expecting them to die.
That was actually one of the things that caught me off guard with the second one, where I'm like, wow, they're really gonna kill these kids off.
Yeah, exactly. Like
There was a lot of them where I was like, wow. Like the one with the
little nerd kid.
Yeah,
We're
that
not
one.
gonna kill this
Tommy.
kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Tommy comes in and fucking just
Tommy.
hacks at the dude. The thing I didn't find realistic about it though was the fact that when he hit people with that axe, somehow they stayed upright and not fell to the floor. Like he would just hack at one like there's two scenarios where he hacks at two people and they just stay upright. I'm like, wouldn't they fall to the ground and then he just keep hacking at the ground? But like the nerdy kid, he somehow hits him once. And I'm sorry, but if some fucking person went full force with an axe with me into my chest or my neck or whatever, I'm falling to the ground. I'm not gonna fucking, unless you swipe my head off with one take, I'm fucking falling to the ground and being like, oh my god, I'm bleeding, I'm hurt, I'm dying.
God, you're killing me.
Oh god, you're killing me. Exactly. That was the one part I didn't get, but other than that, that was a small thing.
I did like the twist in the second one where the whole time, I don't know if you guys were like me, but I thought it was the obvious, like the one sister who was going to survive because
Oh yeah,
yeah, and you're like the whole time, and you're like, and then she dies like right at the end, and you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like I was like that twist actually, I was like, okay, that was pretty cool because then there's no way of knowing it was coming because they never actually mentioned that her name was actually this, not
But
whatever it was.
even then, I kind of, and
So, like, there was no way to predict that, but at the same time, it was so cool.
But even then, like I went in thinking that, like I made the rule of like the Anakin rule, where like, Anakin isn't gonna die because he's got to become Darth Vader. I knew Gillian Jacobs was, like I knew she was telling the story, and her sister died. So I was like,
Mhm.
okay, obviously this is gonna be her. And even if something happened to her, like I was surprised she got stabbed, but I'm like, okay, she's obviously gonna come back from this because she can't really die if she's telling the story now.
Exactly, and I thought she was the one who got like hatcheted,
Oh, no.
Yeah.
and I was like, oh no, she's the other one.
Yeah, she's the one who got killed. Me and AJ had the same issue with the wokeness of it all, but it was a small thing. I don't think it kind of takes away from the movie to be bad, but it just feels very like roll your eyes.
They
at,
were
like,
just shoving it down your throat, like, oh yeah, well they're lesbians, and this is happening because they're lesbians, and
'Cause,
and,
like-
hey,
Yeah, I didn't like all that.
because even the fact that like even the first movie was like, okay, they have a lesbian relationship, that's fine, but then somehow they're like, yeah, we're gonna make Sarah Fear a lesbian too, just so we can have these two still make out, so
I
you
feel
can
like that's all they do with horror now,
have women make out, or just what do you mean?
just to
I think, but
appeal to the gay community. It's like, but I mean, I know you don't watch American Horror Story. I'm sure AJ still does.
oh, I'm sure they do a
It's
lot
just
of
like
that shit.
every
But no, that's
every
the thing
season or
though.
every episode has that theme.
That guy is fucked up in the head.
Frustrating.
The guy who oh no, maybe I'm not
Ryan
thinking
Murphy.
of that guy. Not that guy. I'm thinking of the guy who made Riverdale is fucked up in the head.
Ah.
Never mind. There was the guy who made Riverdale. He like wanted to make a show that was for kids into like this sexy version of the show, and I'm like, yeah, this guy's fucked up because he like
Pee-wee Herman.
like he wanted to make things very sexual about like some kind of show. I forget what it was. Anyway, it's regardless. So yeah, me and AJ were talking about that a while ago. We were saying how a lot of the stuff, and I don't mind it. Like the two actresses who play the two women, they're great. I don't think it's makes it bad acting. I don't think it's something where I'm like,
I just felt like it was forced and unnecessary.
it does. The two things I had an issue with were the constant feeling of focusing on the lesbian relationship that didn't matter. Because if it was a drama or a love story about the two of them, I'd be like, okay, I get that. But it was just felt like it was a horror movie about a bunch of people. It didn't feel like it had to focus around that relationship.
Didn't need to focus on it.
And like again, we're three men. We don't really have that much to say about, you know. I don't think it makes it sound like we're complaining or but it's just like.
Oh yeah, I love lesbians.
Well, yeah, and I do too. But it's just not like.
You don't need to see it in everything.
Listen, Jane Lynch is great. You know, Ellen. Okay, not Ellen.
She's bad people.
Yeah, I was gonna say Ellen Page, but that's not the case anymore. Fuck.
Fivehead?
Fivehead? Who's Fivehead?
Who you just mentioned.
No, that's not.
She's
that's,
not. Or sorry, he's 90%.
He's
now.
he's yeah. Anyway, but yeah, to draw in people for that reason, it's upsetting. But I don't mind it to be a relationship. Like,
I'll tell you the one thing I wish they would have done more is go into the backstories of a lot of the killers.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the main thing that made it good.
The only one they did it for was
Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy.
But yeah,
like the little kid with the mask and the baseball bat. Like,
yeah,
I would like
really
to see
didn't
that
know
backstory.
about it. I mean, they kind of just like glanced over his story real quick, like, the little kid's a douchebag. Okay, next.
I think that was the one thing that I thought was the best part of that movie, and I don't know, it felt good. The story felt very predictable, but the legion of killers was the great part for me, where I felt that was the greatest part of the movie in general, is the group of killers that were showing up and having this because like in the third movie, one of the best scenes is when they spray the blood on all the other killers and they just fucking fight it out.
Yeah,
that's one of the best scenes in that movie, and I'm like, oh yeah, that was, because I thought about it to be like
Freddy
the third
Jason type thing.
Yeah, well, the third one is so boring because it's like, okay, this is the Crucible. Someone's gonna blame someone being a witch, and then they're gonna fucking hang the bitch.
I know. The whole part in the past was just kind of dragging.
Yeah, like we already know she's gonna die. She's gonna get hung.
Yeah, and it's just like, okay, cool. I'm sure somebody is gonna accuse her of something else, and it's gonna be like, I didn't expect it to be fucking the Good Family, but I could see it coming.
I did once we were in halfway through, I could see it coming.
I think that draws into the fact that they had the same actors play him, because then you're like, oh, you can tell who the lineage is.
Yeah,
as far as...
like if I probably would never even have put two to two together. If
I would have
the same exact guy.
yeah, I would have got confused.
Like,
I was like,
oh, it's like that good guy from the beginning.
Oh, is that his great grandfather? Okay.
Wait, his grandfather was a bad guy.
Oh, okay. He's a bad guy too.
He turned into a good guy.
He's a bad guy.
And then I remember the black guy going, "You're a bad guy," or whatever he said.
And he goes, "No, I'm a good guy." That was another thing I got pissed off. I rolled my eyes when fucking what was the scene? Shit, I can't think of it now. Let me see. When I'm gonna burp. Sorry. I'm gonna look up the IMDb just so, because I there's the thing too. I don't fucking remember any of the characters' names.
Oh,
I don't know any of the fucking characters' names. Dina,
Sarah,
the one who played Dina, the main lesbian, which I don't think I should call her that, but that's what I'm gonna call her.
I don't think I ever knew that was her name.
Exactly.
I see.
Okay, I'm gonna back up real quick. That's exactly my point.
They weren't memorable character. I remember the villains more than them.
The fact that the main character, I did not remember her fucking name throughout the whole fucking movie. There's things that made me roll my eyes, okay? And I'm gonna name all of them. It's the lesbian relationship was fucking, it was so fucking overdone. The bad, when she came out of the third movie, or came out of the Sarah Fear hallucination, and said that bad or good is bad because of his last name, I said, you can go fuck yourself with that fucking
cheesy.
line. Like, I'm pretty sure she says something along those lines, like good is bad. because she was trying to get across to her brother Josh, who again don't remember his fucking name, get across to Josh that the cop was the bad guy. And I'm like, that was a fucking stupid line to say. That part got me annoyed. Another part was when in the third movie when Josh references the Contra Konami code, and I'm like, what reference is this? Just because we're in 1994? Like, what the
96.
fuck?
Or
Oh, is it 1996? No, it's 94.
Oh,
1994. And it's just like, that's just out of nowhere. It's just like, okay. It's like when people say, oh, I'm a gamer, I play Minecraft. It's just like, no, that's not what that means. You play the most basic bitch of games. It's like everyone knows the Konami code at this point. Just shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, it was 1994. Not everybody knew about it, Darren.
Shut up! God damn it, AJ.
They didn't have internets.
You had to yell at your friend to get on the phone. And then you had to call your phone on the friend and then tell him to get on, and so you could play at the same time and make it feel like you're playing the game. Or just have him come over. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad I'm not the only one who didn't remember Dina's name, the main fucking character. I hated Sam, whether she was in 1666 or if she was 1994. I just don't like that girl's face for some reason. I liked Dina. I thought she was a good actress. But, like, the fact that...
Something about your face, yeah.
Just something about... I don't know why you're in love with this chick, because her face is just... It's just very, very annoying to me. But yeah, it's just such a fucking weird movie that, like, sometimes I'm like, wait a minute, is this a good movie or not? Supposedly, let's see, IMDb gave it a 6.2 out of 10. I like the inclusion of the people from Stranger Things.
Yeah, it was two people, right?
Max.
Sadie Sink, who is Max.
And the Scoops Ahoy girl.
Yeah, who is also
in the movie for 10 seconds.
She's famous though. She is Uma Thurman and Ethan Hawke's daughter.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, which is quite interesting.
I can kind of see her as Uma Thurman. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Let's see here. Okay, she's 23, so I can comment about her breasts. Okay, so,
Sorry.
huh? What'd I say?
No, just continue.
Okay, thank you.
We're getting back on the breadstick topic again.
Okay, all right.
So
I liked one of my favorite parts. One of my favorite actresses in that was Emily Rudd, who was the woman who played Ziggy's sister. I liked her in that movie. I liked her in the second one.
Okay.
Yeah, Max's sister. Yeah, I liked her. Like, in general, she just seemed like a good actor. You could tell that she was like a goody two-shoes kind of thing, and she was just her role. It made me feel like she was a real person. The woman who plays.
So you don't know the thing that I found weird was that the toilet with the hole that went into the fucking
yeah.
Why was there just a cave system underneath that toilet and nobody realized?
How did that like not cave in?
Yeah, I don't understand it.
Nobody ever looked down and just saw this gigantic hole.
Yeah, like, that's a little weird. Anyway, let me take a shit now.
They dug it deep.
Yeah, deep shit. You get some good poop in there. I'm assuming that there's poop all over Sarah Fier's hand. That's what I was assuming.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, especially that one girl who what happened?
Oh,
she was hurt and she was like flopping around. I think her like ankle like shattered or something.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And she's like flopping around and I'm just.
I remember watching that part. I remember watching that part and thinking, she in the whole movie was. If I was that person in the movie, I was like, when Max's sister was like dealing with her and she's like, oh, I'm just having fun and I'm having a good time and I'm fucking. I'm just having a fun time and having all this, I'm having drugs and sex and blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden her boyfriend gets killed and you're like, I don't want to have this. I'm being serious now. It's like, "Oh, but earlier when you were fucking and doing drugs and now all of a sudden it's an issue."
Until your boyfriend dies.
Yeah, it's a fun time until you
serious face.
Yeah, I hated that bitch because of that reason. I was like, "You stupid bitch. Now you want to have a fun now you don't want to have a fun time?" And now you wanted to go check out the cave systems, but when someone gets killed, it's not cool anymore. Fuck you. Anyway.
When the fat kid from Halloween gets his head cut off and thrown down into the toilet, it's not funny anymore.
Yeah. Anyway, I could get into reviews on the thing, but I'm not gonna do that. Anyway, but yeah, so those were the couple things that made me fucking roll my eyes at the fucking movie. Another big thing for me for the first and second movie were the facts that they would play a fucking 90s song every fucking 3 seconds. There's a scene in the first one.
Catch that.
Yeah, and there's a scene in the first one, and even when I watched the kill count by Dead Meat, he does the video and goes, "Why are there so many 90s songs?" Like, and it's fine to do 90s songs, but it's like this.
In the 80s.
It's the same. Well, no, it's the same as the lesbian thing. It's just like they're pushing it in your face, like, "Hey, remember, it's 1994. Hey, it's 1994. Remember that. We're gonna play Bush. We're gonna play.
It was 1990. Okay.
We're gonna play fucking Bush. We're gonna play fucking No Doubt. We're gonna whatever the fuck they played. I don't fucking remember. They're gonna play Nirvana. We're gonna play all these fucking songs. And like even when it went into the second movie, they're like, "Hey, Foghat, Kansas, David Bowie, fucking just we're gonna throw all these fucking songs at you. Fuck you."
They're trying to make their point. And
do you get the point? It's fucking 1980 whatever in the other one, the other movie.
Oh, that didn't bother me as much.
I got pissed off at it because it was
it's like Detroit Rock City. You know, they played the songs at the time. I mean, they're not going to play fucking,
No.
Nicki Minaj.
I get that. No. But there is literally, AJ, if you go back and watch the first movie, when they get to the school, it's literally a song every, like, second. Like, every transition to a different scene, when they go into high school, it plays, like, one song, waits maybe, like, a 2-3 couple of like that song plays for a couple seconds, they go into the next song, which is another 90s song, and then they go into another, like there's maybe 3 or 4 songs right in that like scene that's only 5 minutes long of them getting to school or them walking into school. And I'm like, that's fine and all, but you're beating people over the head with the fact that, hey, remember what time period it is, just like, hey, remember this woman likes to eat carpet. I don't know. I got pissed off about it because it's just like the one part they like played like Foghat, I think, at one point in the second movie, and I'm like, this is gonna play for maybe like 2-3 seconds, and then they're gonna just change another song, and they did. They went to like Kansas or something. I'm like, fuck you. I hated that part because it's like the music should really bring. It's like they were doing what James Gunn did well in Guardians 1. They were like, we have these songs that make you feel like how you're supposed to feel. And even
Stranger Things did it well.
Yeah, even that.
I think that's what they're trying to do. Is they're just trying to do that, but they weren't.
Yeah, with
going
the
about
Clash
it correctly.
It's the editing concept of like the Clash did it well. They had the Clash in season 1 of Stranger Things. Mm-hmm. That went well. Like they had songs every other like sprinkled here and there without like throughout the. But if you go back and watch those movies, you can count how many transitions from one song to the next. It's like just let it space it out a little bit. Just let it breathe. Just let it breathe a little bit. Let us listen to a song for a little bit. Don't just fucking move on. Mm-hmm. It's just more of like, it feels like something for me as my age, going to kids that are younger than me, like my niece's age, who's like 18, and going, hey, these are the songs of this time because you're not old like your uncle. Mm-hmm. Like that kind of concept where I'm like, I feel like you're just trying to get to the point to people who are way too young and listen to fucking, like you said, AJ, Nicki Minaj or whatever.
Did you ever think that maybe you weren't the target audience?
All right, well, that's been it for us. I think that's
maybe not with all the cheesy jokes that they.
Yeah,
in.
Oh no, I didn't mind the second one. The second one was probably my favorite. And then
I enjoyed the second one as well.
The finale
of the third one.
Yeah, same. I enjoyed all that shit. There was a lot of times where I didn't like parts. But yeah, overall, I just feel like this is a weird movie. I keep coming back to and going like. It's like if
I've seen it a few times.
It's like if a homeless man came to me and said, they're up in the rafters, make sure you get the grapes. And then like a couple days later I go, what did he mean by that? Like I keep going back to this movie like, was that a good movie or am I just crazy?
I think it was just a good movie. I don't think it was great. It's nothing special.
All
but,
3 of them are good. You're saying?
Obviously, yeah. Obviously they set up for something during the after credits. I would watch whatever comes next.
Okay.
Am I gonna be like counting down the days like I do for a Marvel movie? No, but like if I stumble upon it and go, oh, Fear Street 4 has come out, I'm like, okay, I'll watch that. But it's not like I'm sitting there looking up all the leaks and going, hey, Matt Murdock's in Fear Street 4.
Yeah, I don't know. I think for people listening, I think you can watch it and decide for yourself. I personally think I'm maybe out of touch with this kind of shit. It feels very Riverdale. It feels very Stranger Things. I enjoyed Stranger Things, but it feels very Riverdale and very like teen CW kind of feel to it. And that's why I kind of get... Like, I think even like Stranger Things does a better job of kind of making you feel that you're supposed to be in a time period. Like...
Mm-hmm.
But Stranger Things isn't nostalgic for 80s. It's more nostalgic for the 80s type of media and like movies and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not so much the nostalgia of 80s in general. It's just the nostalgia of the movies that came out in the 80s.
Like Ready Player One.
Well, I've never even seen that, and I don't really want to see that from what I've seen.
Movie?
But
Yeah, it was a bad
Ready
movie.
Player One. That's all right.
Maybe we'll talk about it.
Essentially, it's just you watch it for the Easter eggs.
Know what we'll do next time we have Bones on, because we're gonna finish this one up. Next time we have Bones on, we'll talk about Ready Player One, and I'll watch it too. I'll watch Ready Player One, and we can talk about that. So, Bones, I appreciate you being on this episode.
I'll time out for a second. Have either of you seen?
Yes.
Was it Free Guy?
No.
No.
Have you?
No, I want to, but
Well, we all need to get together and watch Shang-Chi. So.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
need to do that.
I need to. See
I
that.
had AJ had a wedding today or yesterday, and I had a funeral yesterday as well. So we'll try to think
Hold
of
on. So
next week.
you had a funeral yesterday, and AJ had a wedding today.
No, AJ had a wedding yesterday as well.
Oh, okay.
We both had things Saturday. Otherwise,
Were
Saturday I
they-
would have planned.
Okay, I'm not gonna make jokes. 'Cause it's-
Okay,
Never
whatever.
I made a joke about it.
Yeah,
I'm
he-
kinda proud of it.
I didn't want to go there. But
So, what were you talking about last
It was
night?
a combo event.
Hold on.
The Friday night.
Friday night? Oh, yeah. Okay, so AJ, I will tell the joke. AJ,
Okay.
I tried to get AJ online, and I said, hey, man, where you at? I got to be up early tomorrow. And AJ said, she's not going anywhere.
Oh my god.
And then I texted him and said, you have never crossed the line before. This is the first time you've said something, and I've legitimately been mad about it.
Even I
And
was
then
sensitive about the
he-
subject.
You said something back in response. I mean,
said
now
a meme and it was the guy that said, "Deep down, you know I'm right."
and then I texted. I sent you at one point the MacGruber. I think I'm starting to like this guy. Nuh-uh, I still hate you. It was that concept of like, I legit, when he first said it, I was legit mad. I was like, dude, that's fucked up. Like, I was like, that's, you went too far. I was like, I've never seen you say anything where I'm like, okay, you crossed the line. But that was one where like, okay, I gotta draw a line here because that was too far. But yeah,
He talks about killing his children, but that was too far.
Chris Benoit is always funny.
He's my idol, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd love to have you on more, Bones. I don't know if your schedule will ever free up eventually. I know you're a very busy man putting out videos.
Yeah.
And you know, dealing with the whatever you're dealing with.
Doctor Sleep.
Yeah, Rose the Hat eventually will go away, sucking shine out of kids. So yeah, but thank you for being on, and I you know, I love you. AJ, do you have anything to say to Bones?
Yeah, I can't wait to have sex with you again.
Okay.
Spread six.
Bones, your YouTube channel is Bonezy Gaming for people listening and don't. I mean, most likely if they're listening to this, they know you before they know me. But Bonezy Gaming at YouTube and Twitter and all them shits, right? It's your
Yeah.
okay. Hey, you're the first person on that actually has stuff to plug. Because
Oh
know.
my.
we'll
I got
have
plenty of things you can plug.
Oh
Alright.
my.
and Mr. Inappropriate's back. Okay.
He never left.
So, thank you guys for listening, and again, thank you, Bones, for being on. Yeah, and that's it. We'll see you guys next time. And yeah, that's AJ. You have anything else to say?
Smash that like button, subscribe. Fortnite. Hashtag me too. Breadsticks.
All right, say bye, AJ.
Bye, AJ.
But that's just me. I can't believe, and I feel. So to share the story just for the podcast, I felt stupid. Not stupid, but I felt kind of silly the fact that I was the one out of all of us to spot the dick in Suicide Squad. No one else noticed the dick in Suicide Squad, like the literal penis shown in Suicide Squad. And like I don't know if it's because I really pay attention to detail. But
or you just love dicks.
Maybe I just love dicks.